We're back deep in the thaw zone. Pretty mucky start to a trail run these days. But it'll get better. On the trail, we should have some kind of, like this kind of stuff. Slightly soft ice. Very slippery. That's why you gotta have cleats in your shoes. Water on ice. That could be pretty treacherous stuff. Now when we start running up this hill, I call this Heartbreak Hill. Beautiful evening. But you can see all the snow and ice is gone. And at parts it's not even that wet and mushy. So when you're out on the trails regularly, you see these constant changes as the seasons progress. And sometimes those changes from day to day can be quite dramatic. But I'm really starting to feel spring in the air. And this is, mid-March. St. Paddy's Day was just a couple of days ago. We got hard ice here. But my cleats in these old shoes, these shoes are like a good decade old, probably older. So they're not biting in that hard ice very well. Whew. Now, as I turn this corner and go down this icy hill, I'm going to tell you a story that I haven't told too many people because it's pretty embarrassing. You see this ice here? This is treacherous. You can't stop. You have to keep going. Now it's a bit soft, and that's kind of saving my bacon today. But a number of years ago, I went down that very hill in the wintertime, dead of winter, like middle of winter. It was quite cold. The ice was quite hard. And I didn't have proper spikes on. I'll show you what I mean. I didn't have spikes on like these. Like shoes that have spikes in them. Right, built in. I didn't even have proper like clamp-ons or, little cleats that you can strap on to your shoes or your boots. No. I took this advice from someone working in a running shoe store. I won't say the name of the store. And what she said is that her and her friend would screw in a certain type of screw that had, they had a very kind of rigid, sharp head. I know the type of screws, and I had them. Not a smooth head, but a very angular, sharp head. So I tried it. I screwed those screws into the soles of a pair of my running shoes. They were probably my CR Missions, I think. Mission X, Missions from Solomon. My all-time favorite shoes. Well, anyways, they were working out fine until I needed them to work. They seemed like they were doing something in places where you really didn't need the grip. But as soon as I needed them, My feet just went flying out from under me. And I went down hard. Injured myself in a number of places. My elbow, my shoulder, my back. And I was out of running for a few weeks. Really stupid thing to try. Well, there you go. The only reason I share that story with you now is so that you don't do it. Not that you would. Nobody in their right mind would. But I must say, what a beautiful evening for a trail run. All right, so this is looking dangerous. I've gone down here at the best of times. We made it. We made it down that. Yeah, I've gone down there without any ice on the ground at all. Did a complete somersault one time. My head landed really close to a rock. Yeah, that could have been the enemy. But I walked away fine. A lot of good luck with me that day. All right. This is one of the longer slopes on this run. No, I don't need to take unnecessary chances. I can run to the side of the trail. And right here, we're deep in the woods. Run across here, we're deep in. If something happened to me here, I'd be in trouble. So, no need to take unnecessary chances. There's still ice left, but it won't be here for long. A few more rains, a few more warm days, this ice will be gone. And I'll be able to retire my cleats for another year. Maybe this is the year for a new pair of trail runners. I make them last. But that's not necessarily the best thing for your ankles and your knees. You know, to be getting a decade or more out of a pair of shoes. So, I'll look around. I'll see if there's something out there that strikes my fancy. Running up this icy hill here. But the ice is soft. So it's not too bad. There was a time in my running career when I would just run up to about here and I'd walk the rest of the way. And that, my friends, was more than a decade ago. So, never let anyone tell you that you can't keep improving. You can see the ice here. Almost gone. Almost gone. Same day, same trail. A lot more snow here. It all depends on the angle of the terrain to the sun. And of course, is it shaded by trees? But yeah, you look here and you think, oh, that's not even the same month. Just goes to show you how much the terrain can change just within a couple of 100 meters when you're out on the trails. It's clear ice right here. Running by here, I always look up here just to make sure there's no bobcats. Because if I was a bobcat, I'd hang out there waiting for something to come by to pounce on them. Not that there are many bobcat attacks in Ontario, but there are a few. It does happen. something that, you know, children and so on need to be mindful of, or more appropriate would be the parents of small children. Yes. We'll just pick that up while we're here. Come on. Why would you leave that out on the trails? Ladies and gentlemen, why would you do it? All right, so right up here is where I usually start sprinting. Steps per second will change from 2 to 3 to 4 to 6. And there we are. Ready for the cool down. With Aaron's Grand Latte Decaf cup in hand. I'll show you where Aaron could have just thrown this out. Right at the trailhead. Until then, I'm going to wish you all a fine day, and I hope wherever you are, the sun is shining and you are managing to get out on the trails. Whether they are icy or muddy or bone dry, I wish you a very joyful and safe trail run. We're back at the trailhead here. See, trailhead. This muddy part. But right here, look at this, we got a garbage. Got cans and bottles, got litter, got paper only. I don't know, litter, paper only. I guess this is litter. There you go, it's as easy as that. And I have faith that next time Erin is here, she'll do the right thing. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.